This is an MMA Report with Jason Floyd, Quick Fix on Radio Influence.
Dana White said it on SportsCenter that Jacare Souza was the number one option, but that injury situation, something that happened a week before his fight at UFC 198, kept him out of this fight. And I understand a lot of people were down on Michael Bisping getting this fight, but really he was the best option. You heard there right in the opening of the show. I mean, this is a guy that's going to know how to promote this card. There's no question about Michael Bisping, but during UFC tonight on Wednesday night, he was asked about stepping up.
Well, obviously, Chris Weidman yet again pulled out of a fight. Jacare decided that he had no balls. So, of course, they needed a real fighter to step in, a fighter's fighter, somebody with the heart and determination that's willing to do this. So look no further than yours truly.
And, of course, there, once again, Michael Bisping, this is a guy that knows how to sell a fight. There's no question about that. This is a guy that, throughout time, has shown that ability to be able to sell a fight. And, look, I understand that, the first fight wasn't close between Luke Rockhold and Michael Bisping. I understand where fans are coming from that aspect and saying, that you don't think this is going to be a competitive fight. But the fact is, as much of this business is about what happens inside the cage, it's also what happens outside the cage. And when you look at the UFC middleweight rankings, Michael Bisping was the next guy after Jacare Souza. There was no one else that had a better case than Michael Bisping. I saw people mentioning Uriah Hall, and I'd be like, do we forget the fact that he lost to Robert Whittaker? I mean, you look at the rankings. It's Chris Weidman, Jacare Souza, Vitor Belfort. Vitor just lost. Michael Bisping, who just beat number 5 Anderson Silva. Then it's Robert Whittaker. I mean, it's, Uriah Hall is number 10 in the rankings, but the fact is Michael Bisping was the right guy for the UFC to go out there and get. Now, of course, this is a rematch, and so that probably helps a lot for Michael Bisping to take this fight on short notice. And Michael Bisping said on UFC Tonight that Luke doesn't scare him.
Know that I lost the last fight, but believe you me, I've been in there. I know what he's capable of, and there's nothing about Luke that scares me. So why would I hesitate? Not for 1 second. Listen, I'm a fighter through and through, and I've got more heart and more determination than anybody. So I'm taking this fight, yes, on short notice, but that doesn't matter. I hit as hard and as fast in the first week of camp as I do in the last week of camp. So it doesn't matter whether it's 2 weeks notice or 10 weeks notice. I'm coming for Luke Rockhold. All the pressure is on him. Be careful, Luke. I'm coming.
And I agree exactly with what Michael Bisping says there. All the pressure is on Luke Rockhold. Luke is a champion. He's been in a training camp. Everyone, expects Luke to be able to beat Michael Bisping, especially after how their first fight went there in November of 2014. So totally would agree with what Michael Bisping say there. Look, do I think Michael Bisping's going to win the fight? No. But I think a little bit of the advantage for Michael Bisping in this fight is the fact that he's not been in a hard training camp. I mean, this guy's been filming a movie up in Toronto. Obviously, the next 2 weeks he is going to be, doing everything he can to get ready for this fight. But, this is that opportunity that Michael Bisping has been waiting for. I mean, let's be honest about it. If Chris Weidman doesn't get hurt, Michael Bisping probably was not getting the next title shot. So, Michael Bisping, jumping on the opportunity. And look, while I know a lot of people don't agree with this fight booking, with Jacare Souza out, it was the right decision. And let's just be honest about it. Michael Bisping will sell this pay-per-view and most likely is going to get a lot of people interested in UFC 199, which of course takes place on June the 4th at the Forum in Inglewood, California.
The MMA Report with Jason Floyd can be found on iTunes, Stitcher, and RadioInfluence.com.